Hello, Aries. I hope you are doing well. We're going to do your reading for the week of March 7th. So we're going to take a quick peek at last week and next week just to see what's going on around you at this time. And then we'll pull some tarot. I really like your cards. Your oracle cards so far. We have attraction. So last week we had the new moon in Pisces. Big moon there that we had. And I feel like more often than not we're having big astrology. So sometimes it can get annoying to hear that. But we're going through a lot of new experiences and shifts, and that new moon in Pisces had a lot of strong alignment. So you get the supermoon, so there's an attraction here. Then we have this week, which is peace. So I really like that. We're going to dive in and see what that's about. And then next week we've got tender embrace. So there could certainly be just some really good feely goods coming in for you, Aries. So we're going to figure out what that's about. This could be about a lover, or even just you being really super loving and kind to yourself and treating yourself to some self-care, some nice things here. So let's see what's going on with Aries. Okay, that card clearly wanted to come out. We have the Knight of Cups right below that attraction. So there could certainly have been some sort of proposal last week. Someone really coming in with their heart wide open. We have the Two of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the King of Wands. Now that could be your energy, Aries, being a fire sign, but you could be dealing with another fire sign. We will find out. Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Nine of Cups. The Hermit. And the Page of Swords. So what this feels like to me is that somebody may have kind of come into your experience last week and been like, I'm hearing that oldies tune. Was it Dream Lover? I don't know who sings it. I'll have to look it up. And then it's almost kind of like you pull back here a little bit just to have a think, to kind of maybe settle your energy here this week. And it does feel like there could be a little bit of fears coming up about this particular person. But I also feel like there's a strong draw to this person, like a strong attraction here. And a curiosity as well. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the Two of Cups. It could very well be that you've actually more recently been through, with the Tower here, a separation with someone. This could have even been a divorce. There was something quite imbalanced at one point. It kind of feels like this person was maybe giving their energy to something else rather than the relationship itself. And it's like you've kind of spent some time reflecting on that particular situation, kind of looking back at it. And that's been a big theme, specifically with the astrology, because of Venus and her time in her retrograde, those interactions with Pluto and the North Node, really trying to see what is it that we want moving forward. So it does look to me like perhaps you've been kind of working to improve that particular relationship based on what you've learned, or you're finally setting that one down and kind of focusing on yourself. And it's like perhaps as soon as that happens, somebody new shows up here. So we're gonna find out what that's about. All right, so last week, like I said, we have the supermoon, and you can see this person here kind of sitting. These cards are really dark, so they don't always show up very well on camera. But she's kind of observing this moon, and it is giant. So there's definitely this, it could be quite an emotional upheaval, and it doesn't have to be in a bad way. But the card itself says attraction, so there's definitely something spicy showing up here. We have the Knight of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. So this could be something that you've been hoping for, intending for yourself. It could also be that, you know, at this new moon in Pisces, your intention that you've set is to have a new, attractive, loving partner show up in your life. So let's see what we get when we clarify here with the Knight of Cups. Who's this? We have the Six of Cups. So some soulmate energy here. And the Nine of Wands. So it could even be that there's someone from the past still trying to break down those walls of yours. So take it as it resonates. But again, I get the feeling that it's like you have this determination that this is what you actually desire. A soulmate, a loving connection, right? Something with a lot of passion, and innocence to it, I want to say. With the King of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands. So there's definitely a strong sexual attraction here, and the Lovers. So for some of you, this is another fire sign. This could also be a Gemini. It doesn't have to be. We've got strong water showing up here as well. But it does kind of feel like, I want to say that this particular King of Wands energy, you can see that in this deck, there's actually two kings of each suit, and the Emperor, and one of them is a feminine, and one of them is a masculine. So in this case, we have the feminine King of Wands, and it's like she's using this wand to like attract. Similar to the Queen of Wands, really. The Queen of Wands is very attractive energy, and she uses that attraction energy to bring things into her experience. So again, if someone didn't approach you last week with all this hot, fired up energy, this again can feel like this is an intention that you've set, that you've put out into the universe. So with the Nine of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So someone here making an offer of commitment, wanting a beginning with you. And we have the Eight of Cups. But for me, what this is, I feel like, again, the intention here is that that's the direction you want to go to. So we have the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Cups. The true wish fulfillment here would be to move towards something that has all of these qualities, to move towards a solid beginning. And it could be that you're wanting to move towards something new here as a result of, you know, really trying to kind of detach or break loose from a past connection, which we did see at the bottom of the deck. Let's look at this week. We have peace. So this could be someone kind of trying to come in and make peace with you this week. It's a 23, which reduces to a 5. So there's some kind of change in the air here. This could also be you kind of, it looks to me like removing yourself from a situation in order to gain some peace, some quiet, some reflection time. Because I do still feel like with this Two of Wands here, she's really gazing up at that moon, and it's like there's this ultimate desire involved here, and we talked about that in your last week. So even if someone didn't show up, it's like the desire for what you really want has already been put out there, right? So let's clarify. Why do we have the Two of Wands? Kind of a crossroads energy. We get the Tower. Could be that you're coming, and the Wheel of Fortune. So it does feel like there's some sort of positive shift happening this week. When we get the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower together, it's movement in a good direction, in a positive direction. And it could be that you are moving towards that moon, that desire there, right? With it being on the Two of Wands, that's a crossroads kind of energy. So it feels to me like you're finally coming to peace with a decision that needs to be made. So if you've kind of been in this energy of not knowing what direction to go, or what the next steps are, it does look like that shows up the week of the 7th. With the Six of Swords, we have Temperance. We do have some strong Sagittarius showing up here. And the Page of Swords. So it could very well be that you are deciding to move past a situation into a more healing space. And again, it feels like for the purpose of reflecting. We have the Hermit and the Page of Swords here, and the Page of Swords here as well in the next week. So it does feel like you're doing a lot of thinking. You're really just trying to find that quiet space to... It's almost like you have the decision here. It shows up while you're in this peaceful place. And it's like... It's almost like you might be thinking about, okay, how am I going to communicate this? How am I going to say this in a way that is not painful to someone? I mean, there could be a number of things coming up here. But with the Hermit, we have the Page of Wands and the Three of Wands. So it feels like it's because you're going into this reflective, quiet place this week to really think about the future, really think about next steps, the next door that's going to open, or what that desire even is for you. So it does feel like it's almost like this. For some of you, you move into that kind of reflective place. And for me, what that means is you might kind of, put your phone down for the week. You're not as interested in social media. You might be kind of taking a break from going out. Maybe you're staying at home. Maybe you even take the week off. Just to kind of be in your own energy and not influenced by others. I do feel like this is making some people pretty curious. Like perhaps this is outside of your normal behavior to kind of pull back. But I do feel like this is all about you really wanting to think about what it is that you want next. Because I kind of feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, there's been a shift that's happened within you, and it's like going forward from here, it's like you want to be really clear about your desires for the future. And I feel like it's related to this Nine of Wands. It's kind of like so that you know what your boundaries are, what you're willing to accept and not accept, and that kind of thing. And it could very well be because someone really attractive, a strong soulmate connection has shown up for you, and you're like, okay, if I want this to go the best way possible, what do I really want from this connection? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Even if this is just for your own peace of mind, right? It's not necessarily that you're going to go back and tell this person, especially if you just met. Now, for some of you, this could be someone from the past that is trying to come back in. This could even be someone from the past that you did not have a romantic relationship with. It's just someone that you've known. So, all right. So next week we have Tender Embrace. I always love this card when it comes out because it's got a very loving energy to it, kind of an unconditional feel to it. We have the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, Page of Swords. This Eight of Swords is interesting. I want to clarify this, like we're stuck about something, or we have some fears maybe coming up. But it does look like this person from last week is showing up again. Definitely, I feel like you've piqued their curiosity because maybe they showed up, it was this intense connection and you kind of pulled back, right? It's not like you jumped in head over heels and dove right in with this person. So I do feel like they're maybe a little curious as to what's going on. But the Eight of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands. So it looks to me like you're actually breaking free here from being stuck and moving towards this connection. So it's kind of like this reflective period might have just been exactly what you needed to make your move here. With the Knight of Wands, we have the World card and the Seven of Swords. So it looks to me like there's some clarity here when it comes to, again, certain behaviors that you're not going to entertain or allow. And it could be, for some of you, this King of Wands that showed up here with the Lovers and the Knight of Wands had a similar energy to maybe something you don't want to deal with, which is, you know, the Knight of Wands can kind of be a bit of a player, you know, really hot in the sack and showing off and, you know, really trying to get your attention. But it can also be kind of unstable, right? And in this case, it looks to me like you've had this clear understanding that you don't want to deal with something that is hot and cold. You don't want to deal with something or someone that's going to be like a runner. Like as soon as you give them your commitment or attention, suddenly they disappear. With that Seven of Swords there, it feels like maybe you might be deciding to step out of that runner energy. So just take that as it resonates, but it does look to me like that could be a choice that you're making, especially with this Eight of Swords here. If you've kind of been in this energy of trying to escape this soulmate in the past, especially if this is a past person you've dealt with, it looks to me like you're ready to stop running away from this, or someone is, right? With the Page of Swords, we have the Three of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So again, this could be someone from the past, but part of what I feel like here is that it's like there's this desire to kind of move past old habits or old heartbreak, right? It's almost like the desire for something positive is strong enough to kind of get you out of this deeply reflective, maybe even overthinking that is taking place the week of the 7th. So whether this is someone new or someone with some past energy that you've known before, it does feel like it's like you're ready to take the leap and move into something that could be quite healing and loving, right? And again, for some of you, if this is someone from the past that things ended with, it could be that you're moving towards a reconciliation here. And it could very well be that you're communicating what your boundaries are, right? And that you're ready to move past the past. So again, that could be someone's story out there. Take it as it resonates. It does feel like a positive shift here, and that there is some good showing up here in March for you, Aries. I like it. Moving towards, again, unconditional love, it feels like. And when I say that, it doesn't mean there aren't any boundaries, because you're clearly discussing that or really thinking about what those need to be. But it's more like, maybe we can let bygones be bygones and move forward. But here are the new boundaries. Here's what's acceptable. The 6 of Pentacles just fell out on top of this Page of Swords. So again, we saw that at the bottom of the deck where somebody maybe wasn't giving, their energy to this in the past, and things were out of balance. So it does feel like you're really looking to create something more positive for yourself here. So it could be that discussions do take place. If this is someone from the past, those conversations might need to happen in order to kind of break through and move into the future together. So I hope that was helpful, Aries. Things shifting in a good direction here. I will see you next week. Thanks for being here.